So the purpose of this activity is to load our leg in 3 dimensions. So we're going to work on the hinge pattern, reaching to different targets around. So what it's going to look like is a mini knee bend and feel some weight in this heel and midfoot area. So think about that shoelace area. From here, this back foot is nice and light, and we're going to go down and reach with my right hand towards 12 o'clock. So I'm going to reach down to this target here, really feeling that as I go down into hip flexion, that I get the back of the heel and I get a really nice stretch here. So I want to really find the back of the heel, and then I come back up and I don't lift with my chest like this. I think about my pelvis coming through while nipple line kind of stays down, not lifted. So what it's going to look like is I'm going to reach right hand to 12 o'clock and come back. Now right hand is going to go to this target here. So I let my body go where it needs to go and I come back up. Now right hand, I'm always looking with my eyes towards my hand as I track that object, find the back of the heel and come back up. So obviously I could do the same thing with the other side, reaching and pushing through the foot to come back up. A couple of mistakes would be that as I go down, my knee sinks. So right now, this is more of a hinge pattern where my hips are moving rather than a squat. That's a different exercise, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it, but the focus of this one is to hinge at the hips and move in different planes. So once we get comfortable with that, the idea is that we could do one of 2 things. The first thing would be to add speed. So I go back, quick. Going quickly helps me to get out of my head and just move through the movements very fast and just try to get this idea of reflexive muscle activation. That's one thing. The other thing I could do is take this leg off and go through it nice and slowly. So I'm going to go reach down, come back up, go over here. Now I'm putting targets, but obviously as you get more comfortable with this, you could go all the way down to the floor, and that would be the aim. Now, a couple things often happen with people that tend to do this activity. They tend to get very grippy with the toes. So if that's you, and if we discuss that together, I'm going to have you put your foot on the book for me. Any type of book where you could just dangle your toes just over the edge. So you still have your big toe knuckle on the edge. And now, when I do this activity, my toes can't cheat and claw. They'll be clawing the air. So what we're going to do, just to add in a bit of reference, is that if you have some wedges or a sock, you could just put some on your big toe knuckle and little toe knuckle. So as I do this, the goal is that even as I'm turning here, I still maintain contact with those 2 points. Remember, the weight goes back towards the heel. Really find that stretch and come back through. Now, obviously, the ultimate challenge would be to go ahead and do this in fast speed like this and this. So it's tough. I still struggle. Boom. Come back up and finish. So those are all different variations help you. And if we make our foot even higher off the ground, all this gives me is the potential to reach even further down. So I could always do a double-handed reach, but this gives me even more room to go down. So progressions, just to recap, I'd start with the back foot for balance, go slow and controlled. If there's a specific point that you struggle with, go to that point more and more, get comfortable. Oftentimes left hand going across and right hand going across tend to be difficult, but you find out what works and feels tough for you. Once you get comfortable with those, add speed with the back foot down. Then take it off, go slow again, and then add speed with that again. And then the final progression would be elevating your foot on something to get even further into flexion. So all those are different variations to give a shot, but the idea is to master each one, get that balance, play around with potentially using a book and those wedges to help find that good tripod on the foot and explore getting that butt burning quite hard, all those hamstrings working, and give it a go.